I'd like to welcome you to the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for December 30th, 2021. Roll call, please.
Mr. Markgraf.
Here.
Mr. Lund.
Here.
Mr. Perez.
Any conflict of interest statements, Mr. Long?
No, sir.
No, none here. Approval of minutes of the meeting of December 23rd, 2021.
I recommend we defer the approval of those minutes.
And I concur. There are no bid openings. Matters from department heads or their representatives. No? Okay. Correspondence, item A. Correspondence received from Fire Chief Jeffrey Smith requesting the approval of the letter of retirement for Captain Michael Brooks, having served the citizens of Hammond for 24 years, 6 months, and 8 days, to be placed on a pension rolls effective January 1st, 2022.
I recommend we approve Chief Smith's request.
And I'll concur. Item 8, matters from board members.
No, sir.
Nothing. Okay. New business, item A, request for advertising dates of January 13th, 2022 and January 20th, 2022 with a bid opening date of February 3, 2022 for the mill, hatch, and HMA resurfacing of 165th Street from Columbia Avenue to Summer Street, submitted for approval. Mr. Portage.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is the 50/50 grant that the city received. City received approximately $1 million. It needs to be bid locally instead of the state. So I would recommend approval, and also a LPA, a local NDOT contract is forthcoming, and they changed it a little bit now that it's going to be electric signatures by the board.
Right.
So we just have to figure that out. So hopefully in the near future, we can get that taken care of.
I mean, we've done one here with NDOT just within the last week or two.
Oh, okay. Sounds great.
That was the first one.
Your guys are on it then.
No, well, we are.
Thank you much.
Okay. Good?
Yep.
Okay, then I will I'll make a recommendation, we approve the advertising dates and the bid opening date.
And I'll concur. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Item B is Mr. Smith has, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. Item B, purchase agreement between the Hammond Waterworks Department and the Civil City of Hammond, Indiana, submitted for approval.
Good morning, Mr. President and Board.
Morning.
Morning.
This is the purchase agreement between the Hammond Waterworks Department and the Civil City. What it does is just memorialize what is currently happening, which is that as of January 1, 2021, the Civil City is treated as a customer community, just as our other customer communities are, like Griffith, Munster, Whiting, Dyer, Highland are treated, and this establishes the water rates to move forward at 95 cents per thousand, just as our other customer communities are charged. It goes up in a schedule that's included here, and I would request its approval. If I could approach, I've got a copy.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You good?
You good, yeah. Okay, I will make a recommendation, we approve the purchase agreement.
And I'll concur. Item C, garage sale permit submitted for approval. Wow. Okay, yeah.
That's very astute of you. I will make a recommendation to approve the garage sale permit.
And I'll concur. Item D, rental registration for the properties located at 4315 Holman, 709 Goslin Street, 6815 Idaho, 6734 Ohio, and 7443 McCook. 4315 Holman.
The property owner here for 4315 Holman? Okay. Good morning, Board.
Morning.
All right, for 4315 Holman, we have the owner since October 25th, 2004. The property's never been registered as a rental. Upon inspection performed by our department, Chris inspected it in November of this year and discovered an illegal basement apartment, which was subsequently brought before the board, presented for removal. That apartment was affirmed for removal. However, we're unaware of the length of time that the property has been occupied by tenants, or if there was a partial time of their ownership where they occupied the property at all. So we're assuming that since 2004, it's been a occupied rental property that was not registered as a 2-unit with the illegal basement apartment. So as the owner fails to appear, I would request that the board deny the appeal of the late fee and subsequently send this property to Smith Sussex to begin the collections process.
He filled out another request for January 20th, is what we heard this morning prior to the meeting.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to adjudicate this today.
If the board feels inclined to give him an opportunity to come in and speak
I
on,
think if it has
They have-
been
that's-
registered since 2004 and there's questions, I would like to
right,
hear what he's got to say.
absolutely agree.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
January 20th it is?
Yep. Yes.
We need to put that on the record then?
Yeah, I
Set
will.
that. Okay, then I'm going to make a recommendation that we set the hearing for 4315 Holman Avenue to January 20th, 2022.
Thank you.
Seven oh nine Goslin Street, 4 units.
So this property, actually,
Gabby, you got to concur that first one. She said.
go ahead.
I'm concurring the recommendation from Mr. Long in regards to 4315 Holman Avenue.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. 709 Goslin Street?
Yes.
It's actually come to my attention that the property was in fact registered for 2019, 2020, and 21 by the previous owner. There is a new owner who purchased the property this year. I have copies of the rental registration. The rental registration, the previous owner came before the board earlier this year. The decision was attached to one of the rental registrations. The other was not entered into the system. So the new owner, it appeared as though the property wasn't registered when in fact it was. So we can, there's no action needed for this property address.
Okay.
No action needed on 709 Goslin Street.
And the new owner is aware of the registration time period from January 1st to April 15th.
Okay. $6815 Idaho. Good morning, Mr. Hayden.
Yes, sir.
So we have Mr. Hayden as a new owner of this property beginning September 8th of '21. So it is his first time, it seems, having to deal with the rental registration process. Now, I did notice, and subsequently he may have filed the paperwork already with county, as when properties change hands within the same fiscal year, that sometimes it takes a time frame for the homestead tax exemption to be removed. However, in the event he did not file that, I do have a form completed for him to sign here so we can ensure we get it submitted on time, if he wouldn't mind signing that. And then basically any property that isn't occupied as your primary residence cannot receive the homestead tax deduction on the taxes.
So it was a single-family home?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Got it.
So he needs to register for 21,
Correct.
and then obviously 22 going.
Yep.
Okay.
I just had a quick question. Is it the 30 days after I bought the home, or 30 days after I get a renter in there?
Yeah, so typically if the property is occupied upon purchase and basically like they inherit a tenant, then they would have, 30 days to register it in their name, supply the, all they would need to do is supply the information to show it's a change of ownership. If the previous owner didn't register the property, we're not gonna hold them accountable for that. 30 days after the purchase, if it's intended to be occupied by a tenant or be used as an income property, either an affidavit would need to be submitted, or if he gets a tenant within that 30 days, then he can register it with that. There is some form of documentation that needs to be submitted within that first 30-day period.
So affidavit or rental registration with the information that they need?
Correct, per ordinance.
All right, I didn't know, like I said.
No, good question.
Does him signing the form need to go on the record, or did he sign it?
Yeah, if he could sign it, and then we can, we'll have it sent to Lake County to ensure that their records adequately reflect that it's being occupied as a rental. That's all we're doing.
Okay. Okay, then I will, in that case, then I will make a recommendation to waive the late fee for 2021. And sir, you can register at the end of today's meeting if you'd like for $5.
Okay,
Okay?
Thank you.
Just if you want to have a seat, thank you.
And I'll concur. $6734 Ohio and 7443 McCook Avenue.
Morning. Morning. Okay. Gotcha, okay.
Is this the one we're on now?
Yeah, he's got to get the other address. They're all together, yeah.
So these are both single-family home rental properties. They have been registered on time every year since this is the first time that Mr. Alfonsi has missed the rental registration. So we're here for a single-family home both on Ohio and McCook with 2021 being owned. We don't have any other issues or history with the property address.
Good. Okay. I'm going to make a recommendation to waive the late fees for 2021 for both properties. And sir, just like I told him, if you'd like to stay after the meeting, you can register today if you'd
Okay,
like.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And I'll concur with Mr. Long's recommendation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Item 10, old business. Letter A, status, 4407 Baltimore.
Hello, Board. I have a recent picture of the property that was taken on December 14th, 2021. It appears that the conditions of the property have gotten a lot worse. The exterior wall has collapsed along with the roof on this side of the property.
Yeah, we got him out of there. We took him to the hospital one day. Yeah.
Yeah, so the issue is this, I mean, we've got a gentleman that's staying there, we obviously have had adult protective services out, the police have been out. It's on the demo list, we don't knock down houses with people in them, right? So, at this point, it's kind of just on we can't knock it down, he won't leave, he doesn't, adult protective services does not believe he needs to be taken out of the house, so.
I'm currently in the process of attempting to work with Detective Inosa to try to formulate another approach as far as organizations or other things that may be in place to help him repair the home. It's in a condition, as you can see, that may be more inclined if he could agree to have it taken down and something new built, so that way when he's concluded his occupancy on this property, then, someone else could move into a new home and enjoy it.
He's back in the home?
Yeah, they,
We only had him out for one day.
yeah, he's been evaluated. He was, now, the only, silver lining here, the next door property is a assistance facility as well, and they've been trying to help him and given him a place to stay that has functioning facilities as far as shower, bathroom, and whatnot. So, we're hoping that can continue until we can come to a resolution with this address here.
So I'm thinking like maybe from a demo perspective, which is the only way I'm looking at it, I know that Nick's doing a good job trying to help him out, which is great, and so is PD. But from a pure demolition perspective, I just would rather, I'd say set it for status for 120 days or something, and we'll just see if, hopefully, because if, I probably need to check the date on it.
Sorry, but I thought, because we got him out one day, we took him to the hospital. He really enjoyed being in the hospital, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But then I thought somebody said that we were working on paperwork to get him out of the house.
They, the evaluation made by the hospital physicians did not support Adult Protective Services contacting social services to put him in assisted living. They said that he had his mental capacities, he was able to get around. Subsequently, he was in the assisted living next door to his home, like it's like a house, a rehabilitation program, and he was there for a while. They had contacted the hospital, had him go back because he was unable to get to the restroom one time. So he's using cups, and they figured that was not something they could manage. So the last I checked with Detective Inosa was he was readmitted to the hospital, and then they were kind of unsure what to do at that point.
Can I ask when's the last time you talked to him?
I talked to Zeke prior to the holiday.
Okay, so I think I'd have another conversation with him, because him and I talked about 5 or 6 days ago.
Okay.
He had some updated information, so
Yeah, I'll reach back.
I don't remember exactly the details, but I remember it being something along the lines as Adult Protective Services were trying to draft something to get him out of the house.
Okay.
So if you could talk to him about that, I don't know for sure.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Okay?
Yep.
So it looks like we bid it out in March of '20. So we'd probably have to get some resolution, if we could set this for a February date, because at that point, we're either going to have to, we'll either know he's out, or, and I'm sure Nick will let me know if he gets out, but maybe an early February date, and give us like a month and a half, because we'll have to make a decision by then to let the demo contractor know to move forward.
24th,
Maybe the week,
Is the 24th okay?
a little earlier.
There's an issue with that. But
Okay, is it 2 weeks before that?
The 3rd? February 3rd?
3rd, 10th and 17th are no good?
10th or 17th are no good. Yeah, the 3rd is good. 3rd or
So the
24th.
3rd?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, then I will make a recommendation to set that for status. Is that what we're doing? You're saying, Kev? Set that for
Yes, sir.
status to February 3rd, 2022?
I'll concur.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Status, 847 117th Street.
This is the Rupp Library.
Yeah, they've received a copy of the rehabilitation agreement, and they're working through the process to get that signed and back to the law department. So we could do the next status date, 30-day status. They should be able to have everything in line and start pulling the remainder of the permits.
This has been going on for quite some
Way,
time.
way too long. We
Yeah.
need to get them in here.
Okay.
So if we could set it for February 3rd with a letter to them, Linda, ordering them to appear before the board.
Yeah.
That'll work.
This is,
I think they've appeared a couple times. They just,
Yeah.
they say all the right things. They just, yeah.
And actually, you actually have Mylan, if you'd like to appear at that date.
yeah, status February 3rd, right?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, then I recommend that we set 847 117th Street to, also for status to February 3rd, 2022.
And I'll concur. Status 4905 Linden Street.
What's up?
All right. The plumber's already started, so we all good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the plumber's already started, so he should be calling in for an inspection one day next week, I guess.
Okay.
So it's going great. Yeah.
And what's the inspection we're looking for right now?
The plumbing.
Plumbing?
So Nick, can you follow up? I mean, I think that things are moving along.
It's finally.
Which is good.
Yes.
Do you have Darren, what do you think the timeline is to get the whole thing done?
Whole thing completed probably though. I think about the second week of April, because we're taking the whole top off. The framing already started as well.
Why don't we, want to go March, like first week of March then?
Yeah, for status. That'd be great.
The 3rd, the March 3rd?
Sure.
Is that okay?
No, that's my birthday. Let's do it after that.
March 10th?
Yeah, okay.
March
On
10th?
your birthday?
Huh? Yeah,
So wish you happy birthday. to come.
yeah.
Okay, then I'll make a recommendation to set 4905 Linden Street for status to March 10th, 2022.
Okay.
And I'll concur. Thank you. Mr. Taylor? Anything further, Nick? Nope. Okay. Item 11, meeting's open to the public. Anyone here care to speak?
Other one?
Ma'am?
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. My name is Alethea Wells. I think I was here about 2 weeks ago in regards to my neighbor's tree that fell in my yard. I was just wondering if I can get an update status as far as if they have to get it cut down. I spoke with my insurance company and everything, and I filed a claim, but I don't know how long that process is going to take. And I'm just afraid that I might get a citation during that while I wait.
Yeah, so you're not going to get a citation.
Okay.
But what I can tell you is that I've asked inspections to have the inspector go out there and do a 10-day notice, Nick. Because dead
Okay.
trees are on remember when we did the cut and clean ordinance?
Yeah.
So can we check with Mr. Castro? Or,
Yeah, Mr. Castro's been out of the office, he had a passing in his family, so I can give you that.
16 Williams,
16 Williams,
I think, right, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take care of it personally.
So it's just like we do a cut and clean, Nick. Sticker, 10-day notice, get a hold of Howard's.
Got it.
Okay. It'll
Okay.
go on their tax bill then. It's certified, the whole thing.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Okay, I will make a recommendation, we adjourn the meeting.
And I'll concur.
Thank you.